If you're 40 and over and watching this, I have a message for you. It's late, but not too late, thankfully. It is very late. It is very, very late. Truly, I mean, you know this better than anyone already, but the loneliness builds up over the years and only gets worse as all of your friends move on. They have their own families, their kids. It becomes less relatable for you to hang out with them. And as you approach your 40s and 50s and imagining, this full life until, your death, who are you going to share your life with? These are probably some of the questions that you've entertained or potentially even buried so deeply in dark corners of your consciousness that you don't really want to broach them. And, sorry if that was painful for me to touch on that, but at the same time, it's the truth. It's the truth, and the truth will set you free. Now, the good news is that there's still hope. There's still hope. It doesn't take as long as you think it does to find a partner, okay? And it's not as hard as you think it is. It's just that most of us don't have the right roadmaps, okay? It's hard because we're doing a lot of the wrong thing and not doing any of the right thing. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why you're stuck where you are, what's gotten you to here, and how to undo that so that you can take the correct path to where you actually want to be, which is with a loving partner, building a family together, having a happy, joyous, loving family unit and legacy for you to pass down to your next generation. So, let's look at what got you here in the first place. What has kept you single up until this point? And there's two main things, okay? The first one is societal conditioning. Societal conditioning is the things that society will have us as men believe and us as Asian men believe are true, but they're actually not true. But they hold us back in our minds. You've probably seen those experiments where they put a monkey in a cage, and then every time he goes to open the door, he gets zapped, right? And then every time he goes to open the door, he gets zapped. And then eventually they actually unlock the door, but the monkey is so scared that he just never even tries to open the door anymore. That's a bit like how Asian men have been conditioned, at least by Western society, in terms of dating, their attractiveness, their confidence, things like that. Right? We're told from a very young age by very subliminal means, through media, through movies, through social media, that, hey, people with our face, our features are just not attractive. We're just not desired. Anybody, worth having as a partner, a girlfriend, is just not going to find somebody of our phenotype attractive, right? I don't think I need to explain that very much. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you grew up Asian in America, Australia, UK, Canada, you know what I'm talking about, okay? It doesn't really help that our culture, raises us to be sort of subservient, submissive, very sort of polite, like nice guys, right? Who don't assert themselves, who don't go for what they want, who don't speak up, right? That boldness and that risk-taking is not inherently part of the Asian culture. So again, that's another thing that's not working towards our advantage. But then in terms of general societal programming, there's a lot going on, right? There's the whole narrative that if you just get a good job, a good education, right, make six figures, good salary, that, the women and the wife and kids and all of that will just come naturally as a consequence, right? And if you've reached this point, you know that to not be true. Right? There's the beliefs that if you're a nice guy, if you do good things for women, if you treat them well, if you buy them flowers, if you, go out of your way to sort of bend over backwards and make them, feel special or whatever the case is, that they will, reciprocate, that they will like you. If you've done that, you've probably seen that you got trampled all over. That didn't really work out. So that's the societal conditioning piece that's probably held you back up to this point, because, you're still very much seeped in those belief systems, right? And the other part is what I call the big F word: fear. Fear is the killer of men. Fear is what holds all men back from the greatness they have within. The inherent greatness. I believe that we're all born, from a higher power with an inherent greatness, natural gifts, a full potential that we're meant to realize in this physical life. And most men, to be quite frank, are not living up to that. And it's because of one big F word: fear. Now, in the context of dating, what's probably happened is that fear of rejection, has become seeped in your core, right? Even getting rejected one more time would hurt way too much. It would tell you that you're not worthy, right? It would tell you that, you're just not good enough. You can't compare to other men. You're not significant. You're not valued. You're not anything that matters, right? One more poke at that and you might just crumble. Okay, and I know because I've been there before. I know what it feels like for a woman you like to tell you that, hey, I'm just not looking to date right now. And then, boom, next week she's dating a guy. Hey, I just want to be friends with you. I value you so much that I would prefer to just not ruin our friendship, right? Bullshit, right? These are all just polite ways to reject a man that, they don't see as a sexual prospect. But the thing is, likely this has happened to you so many times now that the fear is so ingrained in you that you just don't want to try again. You can't. It's like you've touched the fire one too many times and it just hurts too much. And it's like, nah, just keep me away from that. I can't touch that anymore. No more. The thing is, if you allow societal programming and fear to be a part of your existence, then what happens? You stay this way for years and years and years and years and years until you hit 40. And maybe you realize that, fuck, it's a little late. It's a little fucking late. That's not a fun place to be, I'm not going to make it sound nice or anything. I've worked with plenty of clients who joined my program at age 39, 37, had never, been with a woman intimately, had never had a girlfriend, never had a relationship. I mean, it's not a fun place to be. However, the bright side is it's not the end all be all. I literally have clients, Francis, one of my star clients, joined program at 39. At age 41, he's going on dates with tons of girls, including very young girls, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, just sort of expanding his horizon of what's possible, right? He's dated girls in different countries, in Brazil, in the UK, in Mexico. He's regularly going on 3 to 4 dates every single week, understanding which type of women out there he really likes. And when he gets to the point where he's ready for something long-term, where he knows exactly what he's looking for, then he can get it. And from 39 to 41, that's not a long time. I mean, in 2 years, you can turn this whole thing around, Imagine something that's been building up for 40 years and it just takes 1 or 2 years to turn around. That's pretty awesome, right? Imagine, like, for example, getting fat for 40 years and then it only took like 1 or 2 years to like lean down and get a 6-pack or a 4-pack and get reasonably in shape. That's a pretty good deal. So the question now is, Alex, what do we actually do? What do I actually do if I'm 40 or over and I'm still struggling with dating? Well, there's 2 main things. The first one is to embrace change, okay? You have to embrace doing things that are different than what you're accustomed to doing, okay? probably you're where you're at. No, not probably, definitely you're where you're at because of the things I mentioned in the first part of this video. And the thing is, we get very attached to the way we do things, right? That's kind of human nature, right? We want to be comfortable, we want to be right, we want to just kind of do the same thing over and over, except if we do the same thing and over that created the result that we don't want, then we must change the things we do over and over in order to create the results that we do want. And so that's where basically it's actually not hard to, get your ideal girlfriend, your dream wife. It's not hard, it's just different and it's uncomfortable. Like there's two paths. One path is where you just keep doing the same thing over and over again and it's comfortable. And the other path is where you actually embrace change and do something different over and over again, and it's uncomfortable until it gets very comfortable and easy, right? But that initial pain period is, a little bit uncomfortable. It's not more difficult, it's just different. But we humans are conditioned to kind of do the same thing over and over again, right? We take a shower at the same time every day, and we take a shit every single day at the same time. We usually eat the same foods, and we drive to work on the same path. We don't go out of our way to do things different once we've found like sort of an established routine. And it gets sort of addictively comfortable. Well, what you're gonna have to do here if you want to get off the path of singlehood and finding your dream partner, someone to share your life with, is embrace not continuing down this path and embrace the discomfort of going down a different path, okay, which involves different thinking, different decisions, different mindsets, different actions, okay? Now that's sort of a broad advice there. The second piece of advice I have is seek help. Seek somebody that can help you with this. And now you're probably thinking, oh my God, Alex, you just want me to buy your program. And yeah, I do, because it's awesome. But at the same time, go buy whoever's program. Whoever you like, whoever you resonate with, there's thousands of dating coaches, right? So my thing is find somebody to help you, okay? And I'll give you a few criteria, right? Well, first I'll backtrack and just say, look, you're not going to figure this out on your own. You're just not, right? If you've gotten this far on your own with so little results, what makes you think that that's going to change? Right? Really question that, really think about that. If what you've been doing so far has got you this result, which let's be honest, is a really shitty result, what is going to change that? How are you going to get a different result by doing the same thing? You're not, right? And that's not me poking fun at you. That's just me being realistic, right? Again, the truth will set you free. So, what I've personally done in my life is always find people that have the result that I want so that I can learn what they did to create that result. I wasn't born with this natural gift of sociability and attracting women. I was not born this way. I learned this. I learned this because there were people that I identified who had that ability, who had learned that ability, who could teach me that ability, and I acquired that ability. It's not rocket science, right? So the first thing is, please just seek help. Do not be one of those people that thinks like, oh, getting a coach is for other people and I'm too good for that, and I want to save money, and coaches are all a scam. Like, if you're one of those, then obviously you're not embracing change and you're going to stay on the same path that you've been before and you're going to get the same result, and things are just going to continue the way they are. But if you're open to embracing change, then you don't want to just embrace any change. You want to embrace the type of change that's going to actually lead you down the right path, which is, if you're going to take a different path, well, you need to identify who's at the end of that path already so that he can teach me how to walk that path. Because if you just go down any random path, well, you're as stupid as, when you began. Like, not saying you're stupid, it's just that's a stupid idea to just go down a different random path. That doesn't work. You need to identify the end point and who has that result already, and then how you can then learn from that person to get there. Okay? So a few things you might consider when it comes to choosing a mentor is, hey, do I resonate with this person? Do I resonate with their story? Have they gone through what I've gone through? Do they know what it's like to be in my shoes, right? The second thing is, do their teachings make sense? What they're espousing, does it actually like add up? Does it sound like they know what they're talking about? Does it make logical sense, right? And the last thing is, do they have proof that it works for people like me? Do they have proof that it's worked for other people other than themselves, right? Do they have proof that other clients have gotten happy, good results, right? If those three things line up, then for me, it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's jump in, right? The thing is, guys get stuck at this point with, a mentality of, well, either the first one would be like dating coaches are weird, or the second thing would be, I just don't want to spend the money. It's not worth the money. Okay. And, let's talk through that, right? Obviously, you don't have to get a dating coach. A dating coach is a thing that's kind of been a new thing, right? It's not your parents didn't grow up telling you, hey, son, at some point you should get a dating coach, right? But we've all been told since we were born that at some point, son, you should go to college, right? Well, let's break that down, right? What is college? College is just getting an education in something so that you build skills so that you can then get a result, i.e. a job. Or for example, when you were younger, maybe you took piano lessons, right? Okay, you want to get good at piano, or maybe your parents want you to get good at piano. So they were like, let's put little Johnny in piano lessons so that he can get good over time, learn, and then boom, he can play friggin' Beethoven or whatever, right? This is no different. Actually, it's beautiful because before the internet, dating coaches really didn't exist. Like, it was very hard to gain access to people with this knowledge. Now with the internet, you can just search and just find people who can just tell you stuff, right? So don't think dating coaches are weird. Dating coaches is just a person giving you lessons on something that they've achieved so you can get that same result. Same thing as college, same thing as piano, right? I had to overcome this belief myself so that I didn't sort of internally shame myself for like getting this like, oh, dating coach or whatever. It's just lessons. It's just lessons, right? It's common sense to get lessons on something that, you might want to improve. And the second thing is the thing about the money, right? Okay, so maybe coaching costs money, just like piano lessons, just like college, right? First of all, it's kind of common sense that if you're gonna, learn something from someone, it's probably gonna cost money. People don't even think twice about paying $50K, $100K for, college, where 80% of the coursework you took probably didn't even serve you in your career at all. You could have probably just learned it on like Khan Academy. But that aside, right, if your work is like one big area of your life and your health is one big area of your life and your relationships are the other big area of your life, why would you not spend the same amount of money investing into all three of those? Why would you spend so much money on like college and work and, building your professional skills and getting a master's degree, an MBA, and not spend that kind of money on the other areas of your life? What do you think is going to happen to the other areas of your life where you don't spend money to, grow them, right? That's disproportionately what most Asian guys do is they get an undergrad degree, then get a grad degree, then they pay for more certificates, and then XYZ. They invest so much money into their education, which is an amazing thing. Please do that. But cross-transfer that mindset to your relationships, because guess what? The absence of results in your relationships area of your life is simply due to the lack of your investment into it. If you had invested into that the same way you had with college and school, you would have the skills and results the same way you do with your school, career, money. And the beautiful thing at this point is that ideally, you've done probably pretty well with your school and career and money, and you can now use that resource, the fruits of your labor, to speed up the process of learning relationships. Because guess what? On your own, it's brought you to where you are right now, which is not a satisfactory result. And you need somebody to guide you on this path And guess what? You have this beautiful resource called money, which can be used as a means of exchange to speed up time, because if you're 40, you don't have time. If you're 18 and you have 10 years to fuck around and mess around and, watch free YouTube videos and, go on dates that all, mess up and blah, blah, blah. But hey, by the time you're 28, you can still find your dream wife or whatever. You can still sort of finagle it. Great. That's amazing. Awesome. I would still say speed it up, but it doesn't matter, right? Because you have that time. If you're 40, you don't have this privilege, okay? But what you do have is money. So use your available resources to invest into a path with a mentor who can tell you how to walk that path so that you can speed up this process, just like my client Francis did, right? At 39, he already knew that by himself he was never going to get results. I mean, it's pretty abundantly clear at that point. But with the proper mentor, boom, within 1.5 years, 2 years, like literally he jumped over the course of 2 years and accomplished what I myself accomplished over the course of 4 or 5 years, right? Sort of me hitting a brick wall here, hitting a brick wall there, falling on my face, trying new things, right? Because it was a while before I could afford actually dating mentors. The first 3 years of my dating journey, I just didn't have money. I was a college grad, right? I just didn't have money. So if you're 40 and you have that resource at your disposal, by freaking God, use it. You don't have to use it on me. Use it on somebody. Use it on something. Honestly, use it on yourself, right? Think about this, right? Imagine for Christmas, you bought yourself a gift, which was, hey, I bought myself access to a person who can teach me how to find a girlfriend this next year so that by next Christmas, I can have a girlfriend to share Christmas with. So to kind of summarize here, what brought you to this point is probably the fear, okay, the big F word, and societal conditioning. And in order to overcome that and not allow that to perpetuate into your 50s, 60s, and 70s, you need to embrace change, okay, going on a different path than you're on right now, and you need to seek help. Those are the exact things that I did myself. Those are the exact things that over 120 of my clients have done, right? They hopped on a call with me, talked about, how they wanted to change and what they were looking for. And, we were able to see if I was able to help them with that. It's not always the case that I'm the right person to help them, but by God, find somebody to help you with this and implement, those two changes, okay? Embrace change and seek help. A year from now, you will be a transformed man, and you will have, absolutely, okay, a partner to share your life with. So those are my thoughts for you if you're at 40 or older and still struggling with dating. It's late, but it's not too late. And if you like the information in this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because new videos will be coming out with valuable information for you. And if you want to talk to me directly, okay, about getting my help with dating and turning this whole thing around, okay, book a call below using the link. I'll be super excited to talk with you, share with you exactly how I might be able to help you, or maybe not, right? But we can work out a plan that works for the both of us, and that will get you to your desired destination. So looking forward to that, and until the next video.